Greetings, fellow trombone players. This is the first in what I hope will be a series of video lessons I'm going to be presenting in the near future. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been playing trombone for almost 50 years now. I have a music degree from Bowling Green State University in Ohio, and I have been gigging and doing recording sessions ever since. I want to share some of my ideas about the art of trombone playing with you. I figure the best place to start is with a warm-up routine. Hopefully by now you're all at a point in your studies or careers that you understand the importance of getting your chops warmed up and prepped for the day. Every day is going to bring different requirements and challenges, but a good, consistent warm-up routine will provide a sound basis to meet the needs of the day. I want you to think of yourselves as athletes getting ready for a practice or an event. You want to give your best performance, and a good consistent warm-up is going to give you an edge to be able to do your best. That said, let's do some musical calisthenics now, shall we? Okay, let's start with some long tones to get the lips warmed up. This is important now. This is the time of day to play with your very best possible sound, to play everything as cleanly as you possibly can. Pick deliberate tempos for everything. And if you can't play it cleanly the first time, feel free to repeat it. Try for perfection. When you're playing, try to keep your horn still, keep your embouchure still as well, and focus on a good, steady airstream. Tank up real good before you start playing. All right, I'm going to do this first exercise, and you can just listen to it. And once you catch on to it, you can pause and try it for yourself. All right. Next, let's do some long tones on scales. I'm going to start with a B-flat scale ascending, and I'm not going to push it too high. I don't feel like I'm pushing my range too much when I'm trying to warm up. I can work on my range later in my practice routine. Right now, I'm just trying to get everything loose and limber. And I'm not trying to challenge myself musically either here. I want to keep it simple so I can focus on tone and breathing and the simple mechanics of playing the instrument. All right, here we go. Starting on B-flat scale, low to high. All right, now B natural and so on. Okay, that's high enough for now. I can work on my high range later. Now I'm going to do the scales descending, starting with B flat and going down to F. And this will start to really open up the low register, and you should feel your lips starting to get pretty warm by now. All right, that feels pretty good. Now I'm going to move to something I call tongue slide coordination. This is something that's also good because it's based on keeping a steady airstream, but it's also coordinating the movement of your slide with your tonguing. Simple thing here, you don't have to push this at a very high tempo, and I'm just going to do a little half step da 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 kind of stuff. Focus on a nice precise wrist movement, and think about hitting that first note in a rhythmic fashion, da 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 da, as you play along, and just try to tongue as cleanly as possible and keep the slide and the tongue coordinated. Again, that's a good steady airstream flowing all the way through from first note to last, and then rhythmic movement of the wrist and the slide, along with coordinated tongue movement. All right, we're going to go next to some lip slurs and flexibility studies. Okay, lip slurs and flexibility. We'll start with some slow lip slurs like this. Right. If you're already feeling pretty loose when you get to this point, you can do them connected, something like this instead if you prefer. And so on. But I'll skip over that for now, and now we're going to move on to just a little bit faster. We'll do these lip slurs as triplets, using the same notes, going down, up, like so. Going on. All right, let's move into a little bit more into the upper register with the next few exercises. Still, I'm not pushing into the high range. If your preference is to do that, you can devise some exercises of your own. I prefer to get good and warmed up before I start working on any kind of range issues. All right, we're going to step things up a little bit here, do some flexibility exercises. Again, I'm still not going to try to push too high up into my upper register yet. I prefer to get good and warmed up before I start dealing with any range issues. I'll just play these for you once and you get a feel for them, and then we'll do them together. Here we go. Here's the first one. Okay, we're going to do this in every position. 1, 2, ready, go. Great. Okay, next one's a little trickier. This is actually the one I did at the beginning, but I'm not going to do it as fast as I did that time. This is what it sounds like. Sort of. I'll do it better next time. The tempo all right? Let me slow it down just a little bit. 1, 2, ready. Alright, yeah, it's important to do these in every position because it feels slightly different from first position all the way up to seventh position, and it's really good to get your lips used to the changes in air pressure and such that you get as you move through the positions. Alright, this next one is sort of a mirror reverse of that one, where we're going to do descending skips. Those are harder to play cleanly, so just do your best with it. Let me demonstrate this one. I'll do a couple of these so you kind of get a feel for the sound of it. I think you'll find this one a little more challenging. Let's do it together now. 1, 2, ready. Yeah. Okay. Good job. Let's do something right now, just a little more simple, just a little bit of relaxation. I'm going to do F, B flat, just for a little bit of relaxation right at this point. Get the blood flowing back into the lips. All right, got it? 1, 2, ready, go. noticing quite a bit of movement going on back in the cheeks in here. That's all the muscles that I'm, bringing into play to control my embouchure. But I'm trying to keep the corners of my lips fixed, and I get a little jaw movement going to facilitate getting into the lower notes. That's called the pivot method of hitting low notes. I'll show you just a little bit what I'm talking about. Nothing to belabor at this point, but just a little something that I picked up along the way. Kind of helps the lower notes speak a little bit. All right, that's enough for flexibility right now. Next, we'll get into doing some tonguing exercises. I'm taking a little pause in between these sections and giving my chops a little bit of a rest, letting the blood get back in. You feel free to take pauses anytime during this that you need to. Just hit pause and then resume when you're ready again. If you're feeling really good, you can zip right through this and get used to the routine. It only takes about 15-20 minutes at tops to do. All right, let's get into some tonguing exercises. Again, keeping it musically simple so that you can focus on the mechanics of tonguing. I'm going to choose a scale that's right in the middle of the range. It's comfortable to play. In my case, I'm going to choose the D major scale and do several variations of rhythmic patterns on each step of the scale. The first one's going to be this, 8th notes followed by 16th notes. I'll demonstrate it and then we'll do it together. Okay, like that, all the way through the scale. Together, 1, 2, ready, and. Good. Just keeping the notes clean and separated, cleanly articulated and even. All right, the next one's going to sound like this, starting on the high D and going down. Okay, got it? Here we go together. 1, 2, ready? Alright, good. Yeah, alright, let's speed it up just a little bit. I'm going to start again on the low D and go back up. And the pattern is going to be a series of 16th notes followed by a quarter. It'll sound like this. Alright, we're going to speed it up a little bit and try to lighten up the tonguing. Keep a steady airstream going and think of bouncing your tongue off of the airstream. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Good. Feel free to do this faster if you're able to. If you can't do it super fast, don't be too concerned, but you also at some point want to introduce some double tonguing into your exercises. And as long as your fastest single tonguing is faster than your slowest double tonguing that you can play cleanly, and you have this overlap area, you won't have any problem playing songs at pretty much any tempo, at least not mechanically. Alright, this is one last little step I'm going to do. We're going to add some scale movements in here, and I like to do this exercise that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let me demonstrate it for you real quick. and then we'll do it together. This is going to use some alternate positions for some of the scale steps, and so you want to be fast, light slide movement, and keep the air stream flowing. It's going to sound like this. All right, we're going to do F, then F sharp, G, A flat, A, B flat. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready? All Okay, well, that's mostly the extent of the warm-up exercises I do. And I always like to finish them off with something kind of musical. And so I'm going to pull out my good old Roshu Melodious Etudes book and play exercise number 1 for you real quick, just to finish things off. All right, we've been working on all these technical exercises for the last few minutes. But before I sign off from you, I just want to play something a little musical for you. This is from a series of books called 120 Melodious Etudes by Juan Roshu. And this was one of the first things that I started studying once I got into college. These are musical exercises as opposed to technical. Just want to play this for your listening pleasure. All right, here we go. Book 1, number 1. All right. Thanks for sticking with me this far. I hope that you got some useful pointers and exercises out of this lesson today. And if so, I hope maybe you could consider offering a small donation. I'm not monetizing this video in any way, but your tips would be greatly appreciated. I'll leave my information for PayPal and Venmo and Zelle QuickPay in the text below. And if you are so motivated, I'd greatly appreciate it, especially in these crazy times we're in right now. So everybody, stay healthy, stay informed, and stay playing. Peace.